Hello and welcome to just another video lesson. So today I'm going to teach you the solo section from the song called You Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest. So the reason I'm going to show this one, it's a great solo and it has some very sophisticated licks in there. Okay, we're gonna make that. Check it out. Okay, we're starting on the 22th fret of the high E string and play it 4 times. And then we're gonna finish that one with playing the 17th fret of the high E string and then playing the 19th fret of the B string. Okay, the next part looks like this. So we're starting on the 16th fret of the G string and do a half step bend, go to the 14th fret of the B string, A string, and back to the B string. Okay. And then do a pull off from the 17th fret of the B string to the 14th fret. Okay, and then we're playing a half step bend on the 16th fret of the G string and play the 14th fret of the B string and replay this 4 times in a row. And the 5th time we just do again a half step bend and release the one and finish it on the 14th fret of the G string. So okay, so the whole part of that looks like this. So the next part is actually starting on the 16th fret of the D string, and then you go to the 14th fret of the B string, slide to the 17th fret, play the 18, 17, 16, 14 fret of the B string, G string, sorry. So okay, pretty simple. And then you again play the 16th fret of the D string, go up to the G string, and slide from the 14th to the 17th fret, but you don't play the 14th fret, you just do a slide. And I'm starting on the 14th fret of the G string, okay? So, and then you play again 18, 17, 16, 14, and go to the D string and play 16, 14, 16, and finish on the 14th fret of the G string. Okay, it sounds a bit confusing, but it's pretty simple. Okay, so all together. So this part is a little bit more difficult. It has a little bit faster stuff in there. We're still in the key of F sharp pentatonic minor, but using some blues chromatic scale in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna split the parts that it's easier for you to follow around, okay? So the first of those parts look like this. Okay? Pretty simple, right? We're actually playing, starting on the 14th fret of the D string, go to the 16th fret, do a pull off to the 14, go to the A string, play 16, go back to the D string, play 14, go back to the A string, play 16, 15. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, the next part looks like this. Okay, so we're starting on the D string, or we go back to the D string on the 16th fret, and then do a pull off to the 14th fret, and then go to the A string and go chromatically downwards. So 16, 15, 14, and the last one is we play the 17th fret of the high E string. Okay, so. But I would really recommend you to not pick everything, okay? So you actually just do. So the last part looks like this. 14, go back to the A string, play 16, 15, 14, then 12, 14, 12, 14. And do just a half step bend to give it that kind of flavor. Okay, so now I'm going to play this a little bit confusing run, again very slowly for you. So the next part sounds like this. you play a full step bend on the B string 3 times, and then you're gonna play on the B string the 14th fret and go to the G, play 17, back to the B, 14, back to the G, 16, do a pull off to 14, go to the D and play the 16th fret and the A, 14th fret, and do a slide. This one is a little bit difficult rhythmically, I think. And we're actually starting on 12th fret of the B string and do a full step bend and then release the bend. Then go to the 10th fret of the B string and do a hammer on to the 12th fret, back, pull off back to the 10th fret of the B string, and then slide to the 9th fret of the B string and play. And then you play the 9th fret as well with the index finger of the G string and go back and jump kind of to the 7th fret of the B string. Okay, so and then you play the 9th fret of the G string, go back to the 7th fret of the B string, and then do a full step bend on the G string. Okay, but this bend is a very short note, so I think that's one of the rhythmical difficulties. So don't rest too long on that one, because then you play twice a time the 7th fret of the B string. Okay, so altogether it looks like this, very slowly. Okay, so you're starting on a full step bend on the G string, and then play the 7th fret of the B string, and you do this twice a time. And then you do a hammer on to the 10th fret of the B string, and then you do a full step bend on the G string on the 9th fret again. 17th fret of the B string and do a full step bend, go up to the high E string and play 14, and then do a full step bend on the 17th fret of the high E string. Okay, you're kind of starting to play the 17th fret and then just slowly bend, okay? And then you actually do this little run starting on the 14th fret and then going to play the 7th fret of the B string, high E string, sorry, then do a pull off. So then go to the B string and play 17, go back to the E and play 14, and go back to the B string and do a pull off from 17 to 14 on the B string. So and then go to the G string and play the 17th fret, go back to the B string and play the 14th fret, go back to the G string and play 17, 16. After you do that run, you know, so we're actually ending on the 16th fret of the G string. So that was the run I was showing you before. And then we're gonna play straight this. Okay, this is the first part of the lick. Playing the 16th fret of the G string, then play the 14 on the B, 14 on the high E, 14 on the B, and do a pull off from 17 to 14. Okay? And then we do exactly the same, except we just actually do a half step bend on the first note, so. Okay, so far we got. Pretty simple, right? And the next thing, we're gonna play a half step bend again, and play the 14 on the B and E together, and do a pull off from 17 to 14 on the high E string, okay, so. Okay, so the first part looks like this. Okay, so far so simple. And the next lick is going to look like this. Okay, pretty short one, right? Starting again on the 16th fret of the G string and do a half step bend. Then go straight to the high E string and play 14. Go to the B string, play 14. Back to the high E string, play 14. And then play the 16th fret of the B string and do just a tiny little bend. And just to give it a bit flavor. But it's very short. You do not have a lot of time. And then play at least the 14th fret of the high E string again. Okay, so... Then you have a little break in there, and this is probably the most difficult part to really time that right. Then you have the break, and then you do play this. We're starting on the 14th fret of the B string, and do a hammer-on pull-off from 17 to 14. Okay, so... And then... we play 16 on the G string, go back to the B string, play 14, back to G 17, back to the B 14, and then we do a full step bend on the 16. Okay, so and while doing the bend, the full step bend on the G string, the 16th fret, you're gonna get the 7th fret of the B string and do this like. Alright, that was a whole solo. Thanks a lot for checking in, and see you the next time, and having fun with that one.